The courtroom was silent, so silent you could hear the faint hum of the overhead lights. All eyes were fixed on one man standing at the podium, Senator John Kennedy. His southern drawl carried an unshakable weight, his words sharp enough to slice through the tension that gripped the room. Across from him sat Justice Sonia Sotomayor, her dark eyes narrowed, her posture upright, as if preparing to intercept whatever storm Kennedy was about to unleash. No one expected what was coming next. The day had begun like any other hearing: formalities, legal jargon, and rehearsed statements. But underneath it all was a simmering tension. Kennedy had come prepared with questions that cut deep into issues the court had wrestled with for years: issues of freedom, fairness, and the voice of ordinary Americans who felt forgotten in the grand halls of power. When Kennedy spoke, he didn't just use words, he painted pictures. He talked about the single mother in Louisiana struggling to keep her lights on, the small-town farmer drowning under regulations, the factory worker whose job had been erased by bureaucratic decisions. His voice carried the weight of those people, and it became clear that he wasn't just speaking for himself, he was speaking for millions. But not everyone in that courtroom wanted to hear it. At one point, Kennedy leaned forward and asked a pointed question that cut to the very heart of the matter: how can we, as a nation, claim to stand for liberty if the very people who are supposed to defend it silence the voices of those they disagree with? The words lingered in the air, and suddenly, Justice Sotomayor raised her hand, signaling him to stop. Her tone was firm, almost motherly, but laced with sharpness. "Senator Kennedy, this courtroom is not a stage for political grandstanding. You will respect the boundaries of this proceeding." The room froze. A ripple of whispers ran through the audience. Kennedy, however, did not flinch. His eyes locked on hers with the calm strength of a man who had been underestimated one too many times. "Justice Sotomayor," he said softly, almost gently, "with all due respect, the courtroom is exactly where truth must be spoken. And truth, by its very nature, doesn't always fit neatly into boundaries." Gasps filled the air. The justices shifted uncomfortably. Sotomayor's lips pressed into a thin line. For a moment, it seemed as though Kennedy might have gone too far. But instead of backing down, he took a breath and continued. He told a story, one no one in the room expected. "When I was a boy," he began, "my daddy worked sunup to sundown, and mama stretched every penny till it screamed. They never once asked for special treatment. They just wanted fairness. A fair chance. And it breaks my heart to see so many families today, good people, who feel like fairness has been stolen from them. Not by criminals or strangers, but by the very institutions meant to protect them." The room grew still. Even Sotomayor's stir.